think the Minnesota Vikings, huge winners for this offseason, for what they did, for what they've done with the trenches. Their biggest, weakness last season, their offensive line played really poorly. The Rams exposed that. But the Vikings GM, this is his second, straight offseason where he's cooked. Not good in the draft, but free agency, he's cooked. Jonathan Grenard, he was a great addition. 12.5 sacks last year. Blake Cashman was a great addition at the linebacker position. Andrew Van Ginkel was a great addition. He was up for Defensive Player of the Year. Had a great season this year. 12.5 sacks, 2 interceptions, 2 for a touchdown. So difference makers off the edge. How he followed that up, instead of, paying Sam Darnold, I think we all felt like Sam Darnold was going to be on the way out. He wasn't going to be with the Vikings this season. JJ McCarthy was going to be the future. People were still thinking Aaron Rodgers is going to come to the Vikings. Not happening. They're building around JJ McCarthy. They're building around him and trying to win with him on his rookie contract still, and getting pieces like Ryan Kelly up front. Will Fries. Those two guys that fix the interior, having Brian O'Neill and Christian Darrisaw at the tackle positions. Those are the two best tackles in the NFL. Darrisaw is probably the best tackle in the NFL. So when he's healthy, he's coming off that ACL injury. This offensive line is going to be a lot better. JJ McCarthy is going to have all day, all the time in the world. So I really like adding those two offensive linemen that, have chemistry together. They have a connection. Both of them played with the Colts last year. So it's going to be seamless. It's going to be a seamless transition. Those two trusting each other, blocking, double teams, all that stuff. It's going to be it's not going to take much for them to, get that work in together. The offensive line will have a lot of chemistry together too, I think. Defensive line, Javon Hargrave, Jonathan Allen, two of the best pass rush interior defensive tackles in the NFL. Jonathan Allen, last year, down year for him, but he's consistently a 7-sack guy every season. Javon Hargrave last season tore his biceps, but before that, he's another guy, 7 sacks every year. For the Philadelphia Eagles in 2022, he had 11 sacks. Gravedigger, this is a guy that gets after the quarterback. So you have Harrison Phillips, who's a run stopper in the interior. Jalen Redmond also was a guy that's a solid rotational defensive tackle. When he had to play, he was one of the highest PFF graded defense tackles in the 3 weeks he got a lot of time playing. So this defensive line is scary. Hargrave, Jonathan Allen, Van Ginkel, 12.5 sacks last year. Jonathan Grenard, 12.5 sacks last year. So, this defensive line is going to be vicious. It's going to be one of the best defensive lines in the NFL. Defensive line in the trenches now, they are very comparable to the Eagles. Eagles, obviously, you'll probably take that offensive line, but defensive line, the Vikings stack up pretty well with them. Secondary, Byron Murphy is brought back. He had a big year last year. They got him back to a decent contract. The cap hit is not too much on him. They're going to trust in the development of some of their younger corners as well. They let Cam Bynum go to the Indianapolis Colts. But I really like how this defense is looking. They only have 4 draft picks, but Malachi Stark's in this mix on this defense with Brian Flores. The crazy thing is, this team only has to rush 4 to get to your quarterback. Brian Flores don't even have to blitz like that. When he adds those freaky, schemed up perfectly blitzes, it's over for you. So this Vikings defense is going to be even more dangerous. And offensively, Aaron Jones is back in the mix. He had 400 yards receiving, 1,100 yards rushing. He's a weapon out the backfield in the rushing attack, in the passing attack. So JJ McCarthy has him, Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison. TJ Hawkinson's going to be healthy next year with the better offensive line play. It's tough. And they just got Jordan Mason, too, one of the most underrated running backs in the NFL last year, 700 yards in 12 games. So he's that, every down back that's going to complement Aaron Jones, who's that more savvy, finesse running back. So they could have a top running back duo in the NFL with those two guys. So JJ McCarthy, he is put in the best position a rookie quarterback has ever been in. Not Caleb Williams last year, like I thought. This is the best situation. Kevin O'Connell is his coach, the quarterback guru, the quarterback whisperer, what he did with Sam Darnold last year. I expect this Vikings team to be one of those top teams in the NFC to try to dethrone the Eagles. They have the best shot. They have one of the best shots, them and the Rams. If JJ McCarthy is just slightly above average, which I think he will be with the position he's in, with the coach he has, with how people feel about him in the building, I think he's going to have a really good season, an MVP caliber type of season. That sucks for me to say because I'm a Bears fan, but this Vikings team, I like what they're cooking.
Some people thought the NFC North was going to be the worst division in football this season. They thought it was going to be as bad as the NFC South.